These are some 125 to 150 weight pigs that they're not dog broke. We had one small session before this for 5 to 10 minutes to start educating them. There were one or two that were aggressive that our dog had to use his teeth on the nose to educate them a little. But they're starting to learn to be heard. This is really the first steps in educating pigs to yield to the dog and work with them. Our goal is to teach the pigs together in a group when they're confronted with the dog and to follow us. One of the two aggressive pigs was there and not acting aggressively but showing some resistance. Our goal is to make these come to us and gather. We like to actually start them smaller than this. 30 to 40 pound feeder pigs are really ideal, up to 60. And a small pen. This area has some round bales. This is a small pasture. Most of this pasture only has one single strand of 17 gauge hot wire, about 8 inches off the ground. The south side of the field here has some little utility panel and hot wire. The young man that owns these had some goats on the other side. Anyhow, these maybe these are a little bigger than what I said they were. They're not ideal, but this is what he had. They'd had tremendous difficulty managing these pigs. They couldn't move them from field to field or from field to barn when it's hot. This is very hot. This is starting of the drought in 2012 here. And we're out early in the morning. The temperatures are just exceedingly hot. You can see there's dust flying even in May here. It's just tremendously hot and dry. But there's one of our standoffish pigs. And the dogs are giving it eye. These two have had a couple confrontations. And the dog correctly managed it with one or two bites to the nose and then reducing pressure. So here we see the pigs are very calm. If you notice, they're not standing there with arched backs, with erect ears. They still don't necessarily hold together great. They want to split off a little bit, but we've taught them to flock together. And that's our goal in these first training sessions, to teach them when they see the dog and to see the handler that they need to form a group. And we teach them to come to the handler. We stop being a predator. We don't drive pigs. We gather them, and I do this with all stock. This is my stock handling method. We teach them to gather, and we teach them that we do good things. We teach them that we go to new grass, we go to water, we go to feed. Sometimes we go to breed sows. Usually not hard to take breeder boars, and teach them to go to sows. They like to do that. They're pretty complicit. But you can see an arch back on that one on the north side. They're going to scatter a little as we move. We like to get these animals so they walk calm and steady behind us in one group. But this is the learning phase. Pretty non-confrontational for a second group. We're going to Rex is on the back side of these pigs right now, and they've gone to the Quonset for cover, and he's slowly going to work them out and regroup them to me. And this educational phase is what we do. We're not doing tremendously difficult work. We're just educating the pigs that they need to form a group and they need to stay calm. And I take the dog off of them and let them relax all the time whenever it's possible. And we're going to group them up here, and then I'll take some pressure off. You can see the posture of that pig. It's arching its back slightly, and that is one of the two pigs in this group that were really aggressive. The first session, they wanted to gnash teeth and bite dogs, and we've educated. And they know that the dog will win, and there's still no need for further confrontation. We have one little half-belt pig here who is aggressive as well. They're out of the same line, the same sow. In fact, the sow was very aggressive toward the dogs, and the young man's removed those from his breeding program. He's selecting even temperament calm pigs as well as pigs that satisfy the marketplace. So right now I've got the dog just holding him back from the feeder. I'm going to let him go out and around. We're going to gather him up to the feeder, and there's some water tanks there, and we'll ease him around. But you can see there's, once again, they're not stressed. They're not squealing or grunting. They're not arching backs and displaying aggressive behavior. They're pretty complicit. And this is a pretty short, typical breaking session, training session. And these really, like I said, this isn't our ideal market. We like to start with young pigs. The sooner the better. But it's achievable, and we can train mature sows too. We don't do it when they are with young piglets, obviously. Dry sows are much better, and 30, 40, 50 pound feeder pigs are ideal in an area where we can control it. We're going to push them up here. You can see the dogs working from a distance already. The pigs have learned to yield to it. Here in a minute they're going to want to try to get to, there's some round bales the young man's dumped out here. They're low quality hay that he's letting the pigs tear apart to compost his parts fertility program. But during this hot weather, the pigs really enjoy shading up under them. They go and lie down and root some dirt loose and shade underneath them. Anyhow, you can see they're they're not tremendously stressed. They're stopping to drink, they're stopping to eat. We have a few of them that wander away, and if you pay attention to the ones that wander off, they still form a little group. They don't just scatter out and go their own way. When there's pressure from the dog, they're learning to be a group. This is how we really learn to achieve how to move pigs calmly. Several of these sessions, they really respond well to it. And once you can gather them calmly from a pasture and bring them to a corner, you can load them in the trailer right off the ground, just using the dog to exert subtle mental pressure and giving the pigs the opportunity to yield and get into a trailer. We have plenty of people who will group them and they'll sort breeder pigs or non-market pigs back and use their sorting paddle and walk through the pigs calmly and push them to the back, and then call the dog in, split the group in half, and drive the non-market pigs back into the field away from the group, and take the remainder that are still up by the trailer and calmly walk them onto a trailer. And it has a lot of applications. Escaped sows that you have a wire go down, you have several sows that get out. We've had people who have spent hours trying to get them back in, and with the use of one of our dogs, it takes longer to walk out and open the kennel door to release the dog than it does to put them back in the appropriate place. And all you bucket rattlers will find that when the pigs have something they care about more than what's in the bucket, it doesn't do any good, but the mental pressure, and physical pressure you can place with a good stock dog will overcome that. And here we're just going to leave the lot. We're done with our training session.